Bledsoe and company seem well on their way to their 4th straight postseason. But the party would soon end. Over the next 9 games, the Pats managed only 3 wins. And now at just 7-6, Pete Carroll must inspire this team to make a final run. Patriots, Eagles next. To stay alive, the Eagles looking to steal Christmas. Kickoff after this. 18 degrees and sunny. Let's take a look at the wild card race in the AFC. Jacksonville, Indianapolis, and Kansas City are the division leaders, so 3 teams from this group will get in. New England looking to be one of those teams. Pete Carroll talking to Drew Bledsoe, is quarterback, the head coach, 3rd season. Brent, he's under a lot of pressure, and he needs to win out and hopefully get in.
And some people say he needs to win out to save his job. I'm actually on the other side of the coin. I really think that a head coach's position is to put your players in position to make plays. I think Pete's done that. His guys have to start executing and making something happen on the field.
David Akers will kick off. Tony Simmons back deep for the Patriots. And we're underway from the vet. From the 1. And he fumbled the ball. Recovered at the 25.
And Gus, I was ready to watch right off the bat. Tony Simmons, not a lot of experience returning kicks. Kevin Falk, the rookie running back, had done it for much of the year. He's out on IR.
Mike Caldwell with the recovery.
And I think Simmons is just going to run into his own blocker. He's going to cut back right here to the left side of the field. Hits his own man, only had one hand on the ball, and it's down. And as a head coach, that's exactly what you fear, putting a player back there that doesn't have a whole lot of returning experience.
He ran into Andy Katzenmoyer, so the Eagles have it at the 24-yard line. Detmer down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Intended for Luther Broughton. And Coy Detmer, his first start of the season, started 5 games last year. 6th career start. He played collegiately at Colorado.
And when your 3rd-string quarterback is in, the Patriots are expecting a lot of Deuce Staley, a lot of running the ball today. Andy Reid, very aggressive, going up top, first play. That's what they've got to do. They've got to get some plays, make some things happen down the field.
2nd down and 10 from the 24. Deuce Staley over the left side. And he is knocked out of bounds. Lawyer Malloy, the safety, ushering him out of bounds. Offensively, let's take a look at the Eagles. They have some problems up front. Trey Thomas has a groin injury. Therefore, Lonnie Pelele moves over to left tackle. Jermaine Mayberry to right tackle. And the backs and receivers, Deuce Staley, 1,000-yard season, 5 100-yard games. Small, Brown, the receivers. Chad Lewis is the tight end. 3rd down and 11 from the 25. Here's Detmer. Near side, incomplete. Ball intended for Dave Brown. So that brings on the field goal team. And veteran kicker Norm Johnson. Here's Andy Reid in his first year. Was an assistant for Mike Holmgren in Green Bay. And his team still upbeat. They're using the last 2 games of the season as if it was the beginning of the next year. They want to get on a good positive roll. 43-yard kick here for Norm Johnson. And it's up. And good. 43-yard field goal, good for Johnson. And the Eagles take a 3-0 lead.
All right, thanks a lot, Gus. Coy Detmer starting here was a big story. He got a tremendous ovation. He's a in-your-face kind of quarterback. That's why they like him as he was against Green Bay when he was the starter last year. Very demonstrative in front of Andy Reid, who was the quarterback coach back then. That's the kind of guy he is. And also in that game, Brett Favre, not to be outdone, did the same thing right back to him. So they love Coy Detmer's enthusiasm here in Philadelphia. Back upstairs to you.
All right, Beasley. There's Coy Detmer, unable to get the Eagles into the end zone, but they settled for 3 points. Akers sending it away. Simmons fumbled his first return. And this time he starts from the 6. Gets up to the 30-yard line where he goes down. Special teams tackle made by Barry Gardner. A return of 23. And the reason he's in there returning kicks, Kevin Falk, their starting tailback and kick returner, out of the lineup because of a broken ankle suffered last week against Indianapolis.
And you saw Tony Simmons that time, right? First contact covered up with 2 hands. He's going to be doing that the rest of the game, I guarantee you. Brings on Drew Bledsoe. The numbers from last week very good, but the offense stalling inside the red zone. Got to continue to try to make big plays. Drew said he's been forcing some things. He's going to be more patient this week. Passing on first down to the sideline. Incomplete. Ball intended for Terry Glenn. Standing on the play, Troy Vincent, the right corner. And offensively, for the New England Patriots, let's take a look. Armstrong, Irwin, Damian Woody, a rookie, Rucci, and Zephyrus Moss up front. Without Kevin Falk in the lineup, Terry Allen, the veteran, will get all of the carries, along with Carter, Jefferson, Glenn, the receivers, and they want Ben Coates more involved in the offense. Second down and 10 from the 30-yard line. 5 receivers set, empty backfield for Bledsoe. And Bledsoe flushed out of the pocket. Slides down at the 34-yard line. Jeremiah Trotter, closest man to him. Defensively for the Philadelphia Eagles, let's take a look. They've done a good job this season forcing turnovers. Jefferson, Hollis, Thomas, Steve Martin, and Mamula. The linebackers, Trotter makes most of the tackles, and in the secondary, Vincent, Bobby Taylor on the corners, along with Brian Dawkins and Tim Howard. Third down and 7 from the 33. They need to get to the 40. Quick strike, and it's caught. Nice grab, Vincent Brisby at the 41-yard line. Enough for the first down, a gain of 8. And you saw Drew Bledsoe recognize that blitz and bring back in Troy Brown on the pass protection. You're going to get a chance to see the catch right here. See number 80, wide receiver Brown, staying in to block linebacker. Just enough time to give Drew Bledsoe time to step up and make the throw outside. And a first down for the Patriots. 7-6 on the season. And they're coming off a 20-15 loss. Offsides going against the Eagles. From the 41. And off Terry Allen straight ahead. Over the 45-yard line to the 46. As he dragged Jeremiah Trotter along the way. Eagles are saying they got the ball. The referees are actually talking about it, but I don't think so. I think they're going to mark it down right there. And this running game, Gus, of the New England Patriots.
Down by contact. Take it down.
There you go, a little down by contact. But this running game of the Patriots really has been their Achilles heel this year. They don't really have a threat to take away coverage from the outside receivers. They've been having their run stopped with 7 men in the box, allowing the safety to go on top, double Terry Glenn. Second down and 6. Glenn, rather Allen, huge hole, and he gets inside of Eagles territory. A gain of 10 yards. You're going to see Terry Allen take the pitch right here, the handoff right here, cut back against the grain. They had a corner blitz coming, big hole, cuts it back. And that's something the New England Patriots haven't had a lot of this year. Their line hasn't opened up as many holes as they thought coming into the season. They've got to do a better job of getting some push up front. First down from the Eagles' 44-yard line. Bledsoe to throw to the sideline. And it's incomplete. And what a hit. Troy Vincent coming up and sticking. Ball intended for Terry Glenn. And take a listen to this, folks. The National Football League. And that's even worse on a cold day. It sounds crisper and it hurts even more. And Troy Vincent versus Terry Glenn is going to be a big matchup today. We're going to see those guys go at it all day long, with Vincent following Glenn all over the field. Second down and 10 from the 44-yard line. They run.
And this is Lamont Warren hopping over Bobby Taylor.
Lamont Warren, third down specialist, getting some more carries now with Kevin Falk out. Terry Allen has had 2 ACL reconstructions over his career on his knees.
4 operations total.
Yeah, I tell you, and this turf really pounds, and especially on cold days. I had an ACL reconstruction. When it's cold and the wind's blowing, it really chills you right to the bone. Knee gets a little tighter. You might see a little bit more Lamont Warren today.
8th play of the drive that started at the New England 30. They're faced with 3rd down and 5 from the 39. They need to get to the 34. Here's Bledsoe. Quick strike and nice catch. Troy Brown came out of his break and the ball was there, and Brenny just stuck his hand out.
Yeah, Troy Brown coming out of his break a little late. He's got to do a better job of recognizing that blitz. Drew Bledsoe doesn't have a lot of time. He recognizes the blitz, throws it right on the 3rd step. Watch Brown get his head around just in time to get his arm out there and snag the ball. That's tough concentrating when you snap your head around and the ball's right in your face. But Troy Brown made the play.
The other great receiver out of Marshall, along with Randy Moss. 1st down and 10 from the 31. Flag on the play.
Prior to the snap, false start, 87, offense, 5 yards, still 1st down.
Ben Coates, the tight end.
And this Patriot drive has been a solid one thus far, making the plays that they've had to make, gotten a few yards, running the ball, keeping this Eagles defense off balance. The Eagles defense hasn't been one of the better defense versus the rush.
1st down, 15. Bledsoe underneath. It is broken up. Intended for Terry Glenn, and there comes a late flag. Troy Vincent broke it up.
And Troy Vincent saying, what do I have to do? I was blanketing Terry Glenn. I got my hand in front of him right when the ball came. That's called perfect defense. But the officials thought he got in there just a tad too early. And you can see Troy Vincent not happy about the call whatsoever. Little discussion going on down there on the field.
Bob Lawing is the back judge, number 17.
Pass interference on the defense, number 23. 1st down.
Andy Reid saying, I think that's pretty good defense. That's the way we coach these guys to play.
So Troy Vincent, let's take a look. The end of the play.
And there's going to be contact, but it's close. You know, it's right for the ball. I don't know. That looks like good defense to me.
Bledsoe in the end zone. Almost picked off. Intended for Sean Jefferson. And Brian Dawkins is down in the back of the end zone. He helped break that one up.
I think Brian Dawkins took a shot from one of his own guys.
He's playing with broken cartilage in his right hand.
You're going to see Tim Houck, 45 on Sean Jefferson. I think Houck gets Dawkins as Dawkins goes up and just undercuts him, just like going up for a layup. Comes down right on his back and his hip. See Dawkins going for the interception, getting taken out by Tim Houck.
10:06 to go, 1st quarter. New England threatening.
Light, heat.
Of the Super Bowl, Budweiser, the beer with the fresh, clean taste that's never filling. And by GMC, do one thing, do it well.
The statue of Rocky across the street, the Spectrum, and the Eagles lead it 3-0. 2nd down and 10 now from the 17 for New England. Eagles showing blitz. Here's the pitch. Terry Allen cuts it back, and it's chopped down. Lost the ball. Picked up at the 5. And already the Patriots are shooting themselves in the foot.
Turnovers on the road when you've been in a slump isn't what your team needs, especially against this tough, gritty Philadelphia team. They haven't won a lot of games this year. You see Terry Allen spinning, bouncing off his guy. He's not down. That's a fumble.
Hollis Thomas made the hit. Bobby Taylor the recovery.
GMC convoy.
This play is being challenged by Pete Carroll and the Patriots right now.
And a great effort challenging it, but they are going to lose a timeout. Watch Terry Allen right here. This is definitely a fumble. He's going to do a great job of keeping his balance. They think initially his knee might have hit, but watch right here. He gets his hand down. His knee will not hit. Great job of keeping your balance, but the ball's exposed, helmet on ball. You're going to see the ball pop out right there. It's going to be a fumble. Here's another look from the backside. Watch the knee. His hand hits. The knee does not hit before the ball comes out. And if his knee did hit, it would have been on top of his own player, which is not the ground. You see him bounce right on top of his own lineman. And Pete, I'm afraid you're going to lose this one.
2 turnovers if this one stands for the Patriots.
And I think deep in another team's territory on a questionable call, you got to go ahead and risk that timeout and challenge it. But he doesn't have the view that we have up here.
And last week, after losing to the Colts 20-15, a couple of players were very verbal in terms of their performance. Bruce Armstrong summed up the Patriots' problems nicely. He said the reality of the situation is we're stagnant. We're not awful. We're not getting worse. We're just not getting better. And that's the frustrating thing. Also, Drew Bledsoe apologized to owner Bob Kraft after last week's loss to Indianapolis, saying Bob Kraft pays us a lot of money and we are not living up to our responsibilities. So 2 turnovers already. If this one stands, Andy Reid on the other sideline. Let's take another look.
Like we said before, Terry Allen, nice job keeping his balance. His knee is not down right there, and the ball's out right here. And that's going to be ruled a fumble. I do not think that will be changed at all. Call will be upheld on the field.
New England challenged the ruling on the field that it was a fumble. After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. It is a fumble. First down for Philadelphia. New England will be charged their first team timeout.
So the Eagles take over at the 5-yard line, the 158th challenge. 47 have been overturned. What do you think about the system?
I like replay. The NFL at the beginning of the season said they're going to use it as a tool. It's not the end-all. It's not going to be perfect. I think it's done its job this year. And as a player, you work so darn hard in the preseason, training camp, all year round. You come in, you want the right call. If it takes an extra couple of minutes, get the call right on the field.
Eagles leading at 3-0, 9 minutes and 58 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play.
And the danger of turning it over on the road against a team that's only won 3 games this year, you let them stay in the game. They start gaining confidence. All of a sudden they think, hey, we're going to take the Patriots right out of the playoffs run.
So first down and 10 from the 5. Deuce Staley, the lone setback. Running off tackle, Staley pops it outside, keeps his feet going. And they are not booing, folks. They are deucing.
Deuce. And you talk about a guy that has done it without a whole lot of weapons in the offense. In fact, I think he is the only weapon in the offense. Teams are playing a lot of 8-man front, bringing up the safety. 8-man, you only have 7 guys blocking. 8-man always leaves a free player on the defensive side of the ball, and Deuce Staley runs as well as anybody after first contact in the league. He really makes extra yards after that first hit.
5 100-yard games on the season. Second down 7 from the 8. Detmer inside, incomplete. Ball intended for Torrance Small to Bucky Jones covering.
And Andy Reid said they're going to take shots, even backed up in their own territory. They're taking some shots, throwing the ball, and they've got to be able to do that. Eagles passing game ranked last in the National Football League. With that West Coast offense, the Green Bay style of West Coast offense Andy Reid brings, I don't think they'll be last next year. They've got to establish something in this passing game this end of the season run.
Third down 7. They need to get to the 15. Inside handoff, Staley with running room. Staley picks up the first down and gets to the 20-yard line. Chris Carter with the tackle. A gain of 12.
And you got to give some credit to the offensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles. Watch Jermaine Mayberry, number 71, on Teddy Bruschi, take him right out of the play, opening up the hole for Deuce Staley. This Eagles offensive line, they haven't done a great job of pass protection this year, but they've opened up some holes for Deuce Staley, and they've worked hard. They haven't given up.
Breathing room for Philadelphia. First down 10 from the 20. Detmer over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Staley. He gets drilled on the play by Lawyer Malloy. And we talked to Lawyer Malloy yesterday, and when this guy walks in the room, you can feel his intensity.
Yeah, I told him to stay away from me, and Deuce Staley right there. The only thing worse than dropping a pass is dropping a pass and then getting whacked. You're laying on the ground and you think, I should have caught it, and Lawyer Malloy has done his share of whacking people around the league this year.
Detmer 0 for 4 so far. Second down 10. Staley. And Staley goes backwards to the 20-yard line. And once again, Lawyer Malloy coming up from his safety spot and making the hit along with Willie McGinnis.
And Lawyer Malloy's played a lot uptight this year, a lot of 8-man front, especially when the Patriots lost Ted Johnson, and Ted Johnson's been back the last couple of weeks. But without the big run stopper in the middle, Lawyer Malloy's been in charge of stopping other teams' rushing offense, and he's done a fantastic job this year stepping up into the hole and taking on ball carriers.
Third down and 5 from the 25. They need to get to the 30. 4-receiver package. Rubbed in motion. Here's the pitch. Staley bobbles it. Picks it up and goes down. Andy Katzenmoyer, first man to him on the play.
As a coach, you're always worried about pitching out the ball. I think Deuce Staley doesn't look it into his hands. He actually started running before the ball was in his hands. You see a lot of receivers do that. That's why there's some drop passes. You want to see the hole outside. You want to get out there and hit the hole. You got to remember to catch that pitch first.
Sean Landeta, 15-year veteran in the punt. Troy Brown back deep. Wobbly kick, it's short. Brown out of bounds. Directional punting for Landeta, and the Patriots will start from their 30.
CBS is sponsored by NASDAQ, the stock market for a digital world, and by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler.
I'm Beasley Reese back on the sideline in Philadelphia. Brian Dawkins, a great free safety for Philadelphia, fell right on the back of his head. He says he's woozy. Spent a lot of time with the trainer, but he is back in the game. Back upstairs to Gus.
All right, Beasley, first down and 10 from the 28-yard line. And the Patriots run it. Warren over the 30-yard line up to the 31. Greg Jefferson with the tackle. Wind conditions very interesting at the vet today.
Yeah, down there the winds are swirling. We're on the field. The wind up top is blowing one way, and down on the field it's blowing the opposite way.
So the wind on the field blowing from left to right. Sean Landeta hit that punt, and all of a sudden it just took off. Ended up as a 48-yard punt. Second down and 7 from the 31. Bledsoe out of the gun. Bledsoe underneath, incomplete. Intended for Troy Brown.
And those are the plays that the Patriots haven't made, especially in this stretch where they haven't been winning a lot of games. You got to come up, balls in your hands. Bledsoe makes a nice throw. Troy Brown's got to catch that ball. And it's cold, and when it's cold and windy on the field, that ball's a little bit heavier. You're going to see Brown come across to the inside, little arm there, little pass interference by Taylor. Referee missed it, and already 3 drop passes for New England.
Third down, 7. Bledsoe rolls out. Throwing on the run. Broken up. Intended for Jefferson. Troy Vincent right there. And New England has to punt it away again.
Troy Vincent having a heck of a season. Been all over. He's all over Terry Glenn today. You saw him all over Jefferson right there. Had 87 tackles coming into the game this year. And I can't believe that a corner that's not thrown at has 87 tackles. Done a great job stopping the run this year all over the field. Troy Vincent turning in a real solid performance for the Philadelphia Eagles this year.
Also has 5 interceptions.
Pro Bowl balloting next week. You know, he has a chance to go.
Along with Dawkins. Allen Rossum back deep, standing at the 27. Lee Johnson, wobbly kick into the wind. Rossum. Flag on the play. And Rossum breaks it up to the 45-yard line. 44-yard punt, 20-yard return. But there is a flag at the 32. And it's against the Eagles.
Holding, number 32 of the return team during the kick, 10 yards, first down.
6:11 to go. Back in a moment. .6:11 to go, first quarter of play. Eagles lead it 3-0. Andy Reid, the first-year head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles.
And he's kept this young team working hard. They're building a foundation, playing a lot of young guys, and 10 years of bad drafts doesn't go away in 1 year. And I think Andy Reid, along with Tom Modrak, the general manager, have this team on the right footing. They're going to be looking better every year from here on out.
First down and 10 from the 18. They hand it to the deep man. Deuce Staley hops over the 20-yard line. Up to the 21. Lawyer Malloy with the tackle. Fumbles, drop passes have been the story for the Patriots thus far. A team trying to get into the playoffs.
The fumble factor. You know, Pete Carroll takes a lot of heat, but he doesn't fumble the opening kickoff. He doesn't fumble the pitch down here in the red zone. And also 3 Patriot drop passes. This isn't a team that's playing with its back up against the wall, trying to get into that last playoff spot.
Second down and 7 from the 21. Staley again breaks it back and dragged down from behind. Willie McGinnis. So right now, New England not playing like a playoff-bound team.
And everybody knows
3 drops, 2 fumbles.
Everybody knows how important that turnover ratio is, and when you're negative, it is tough to slide into the playoffs. The Patriot team has got to work on ball security and start getting some turnovers on the defensive side of the ball.
Third down and 8 from the 20. Here comes a blitz. And there's your turnover, Brent Jones. Teddy Bruschi. And the Patriots have it at the 20. Lawyer Malloy in the face of Coy Detmer.
The Eagles have had some problems pass protecting. I don't know how you can leave Lawyer Malloy to come through untouched into the backfield. Watch the top left part of your screen. He's gonna come right into the backfield untouched. Comes around on the blitz, and Detmer just throws the ball up for grabs. Bruschi fair catches it.
So the Patriots with the football at the Philadelphia 20. First down and 10. They pitch it, loose ball, and it's picked up by Allen. Whoa, almost the 3rd fumble of the game.
And that looked like Terry Allen wasn't expecting the pitch. It bounced off his shoulder pads. Great job of recovering to get the ball. Watch this, it just comes hot, or Drew Bledsoe puts too much juice on it, bounces right off his pads, hits the ground. Unfortunately for Terry Allen, bounces right up back into his hands.
The red zone, a problem for New England last week against the Colts. 3 of 4 trips inside the red zone, resulting in field goals. Sean Jefferson in motion. Bledsoe sets up, under pressure, and goes down. Mike Mamula.
And you don't think Mamula's excited about playing the Patriots? Watch Mamula coming from the bottom of your screen. Drew Bledsoe got to get rid of that ball. Mamula coming around on Bruce Armstrong. And as New England fans know, Mamula, the great pass rusher from Boston College, went from one Eagles to another Eagles, didn't even have to change mascots.
And Bruce Armstrong beaten on that play as a twisted left ankle, but is gutting it out anyway. A loss of 8. Third down and 17. They need to get to the 10. Underneath, picked off. Trotter. field. A 31-yard return. Third turnover of the day for the New England Patriots, and we still have 3:42 to go in the first quarter.
And watch 54 Trotter drop back into coverage. Drew Bledsoe looking for the deep slant to Shawn Jefferson. Trotter reads his eyes, steps right into the lane. Nice job catching the ball with his hands, get his shoulders down, run over the quarterback. Wait, no.
And this Eagles defense registered 17 takeaways in 98, but under Jim Johnson, their defensive coordinator, they have 32, the second most in the NFC, third in the NFL.
And how about Jeremiah Trotter? You talk about a great work ethic that this young man has. He is all over the field, done a great job, improved his pass coverage, being able to stay in on third downs now. Showed us he could catch the ball as well.
Play action, Detmer sets up in the pocket, down the field, wide open, caught, touchdown. Torrance Small, 50 yards. Johnson in for the extra point. It's good. The 3-11 Eagles take a 10-0 lead over the Patriots. And a big touchdown from the former Indianapolis Colt.
And watch Torrance Small's route. He's going to give it a little double move. Little post, corner, post. Little fake Katosa Wanga right out of his cleats. Not even close. Coy Detmer puts it right on Small's chest. Big touchdown, Philadelphia Eagles.
And Detmer.
We've seen that before.
Another Detmer gesture. With the special team stop, a return of 31. Monday on CBS begins with the King of Queens, followed by back-to-back episodes of Monday's #1 comedy, Everybody Loves Raymond. Then it's Becker and Family Law. All Monday on CBS. And the drive, not very long for the Eagles. 8 seconds as Detmer hits Small on a 50-yard touchdown. Bledsoe, he's trying to answer, and it's picked off. Dawkins, flag on the play.
And that's going to be pass interference against Al Harris. He held Shawn Jefferson as Jefferson was trying to get to the post. And Bledsoe threw it up anyway.
Interference on the defense, number 31. First down.
Absolutely right. Al Harris, backup secondary man, and Andy Reid not happy with the call. The Patriots catch a break with the ball at the 39.
And you're going to see Drew go ahead and actually Shawn Jefferson's going to be coming from outside into your screen. Bledsoe throws it up, and Jefferson's late getting there. The reason he's late getting there is Al Harris was holding him when he went to the post.
First down, quick strike, Terry Glenn down the sideline, and Glenn swung out of bounds at the 29-yard line by Troy Vincent. And they did some interesting things last week against Indianapolis, Brent. They lined Terry Glenn up a couple of times in the backfield.
Well, Terry Glenn's been getting a lot of double coverages this year, and when you line him up in the backfield, you can't double him because he can go to either side, so you don't know who's going to be in on the double. And so by moving Terry Glenn around, it gets him in more single matchups or more zone matchups, allowing him to be one-on-one or find a hole in his own.
Inside handoff. Chris Floyd needing 1 yard for a first down. Jeremiah Trotter, better known as the wood chopper, grew up chopping wood in Hooks, Texas with his dad with the tackle.
And he told us last year, his rookie year, he was cast as a failure. And his dad passed away right after he was drafted. Of course, his dad, Myra, had a big influence in his life. And he was just distraught last year. I don't think he ever recovered from the death of his father. But this year he came in with a great work ethic.
3rd down and 1. And they get it. Lamont Warren running the football, stopped by Mark Wheeler. And we told you about Jeremiah Trotter coming from Hooks, Texas, the home of Billy Sims as well, and his family. They are very successful athletes. Sister Melissa played volleyball at Henderson State. Michelle right now is a shot and discus thrower at Texas A&M. She's a sophomore. And Nicholas is on his way possibly to A&M or Stephen F. Austin. He's a linebacker. They all chopped wood, as he told us yesterday. 1st down 10 from the 29. Bledsoe sets up the screen. Warren with blockers in front of him and a crease. And he gets down to the 14-yard line. Barry Gardner with the tackle, but it's a gain of 16.
And this is a nice call by the Patriots. Philadelphia does a lot of blitzing, and when you get a lot of blitzing, you throw screens. Watch Lamont Warren hit Jeremiah Trotter, stop his momentum, then sneak out into the backfield, get his lineman down, leading the way. Warren pounding it up in there. That's how you've got to defeat the blitz. Philadelphia putting a lot of pressure, a lot of blitz. They haven't been able to get a lot of pressure with their front four, so they have to blitz.
Draw play, Warren again. And Warren tackled from behind by Steve Martin. The Patriots, as I mentioned, Brent, struggled inside the red zone. Why do teams have problems when they get that close to the end zone?
Well, the Patriots have speed receivers, and all of a sudden that speed is negated when the field is shortened. And inside the 20-yard line, you can't use that deep route, out and up move or something like that because the field is shortened. That's when you got to go to your tight end. Ben Coates has been the man in the red zone for the Patriots. We saw his only 2 touchdowns in week 2 versus Indianapolis.
He's lined up on the right side. Play action. Bledsoe rolls in the end zone. Batted down. Brian Dawkins, playing virtually with only one hand, knocks it away.
And here's Terry Glenn coming across. Brian Dawkins right there, jump ball. Just knocking it down with his left hand. And that's an interception if he's got that other hand feeling better. He's got that broken hand. And this is a big problem. There's Brent Coates still getting a lot of double coverage right here. You see the safety in the corner, Troy Vincent, and that's a lot of respect when you got a corner covering a tight end.
3rd down and 8 from the 12. They need to go to the 4.5 for a first down. Let's see who moved. Philadelphia says it's against New England.
Prior to the snap, false start, 63. Offense, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
Heath Irwin.
And those are the type of mistakes that will get you in the red zone. Drop passes, penalties, fumbles. They'll get you every time.
But Pete Carroll critics say that that's the reason he should be fired, because of the discipline or lack of discipline on this team.
You know, I don't think discipline comes with catching the ball or hanging on to it. It's about making the plays and having the players to go out and do that. Pete hasn't dropped any balls or fumbled anything away.
3rd down, 13. Here's Bledsoe. Sets the screen up. It's caught by Troy Brown. Cuts it back in. And he gets down to the 4. May have enough for a first down.
I think he's going to be just short. And that, we talked about running the screen to go ahead and stop that blitz. It was a nice job by the Patriots throwing the screen to Troy Brown, who cut the ball back inside. He wasn't going to get the first down, saw an opening back inside, and I still think they're going to be half a yard short.
And that takes us to the end of the first quarter with the score 10-0. We'll return to Philadelphia right after this message. On 4th down and 1, Pete Carroll will go for the field goal.
And that's the right decision. On the road, you take the points. New England's running game hasn't been dominating. You see the crowd get into it. Had a couple of false start penalties already. Take the points. Make it a one-score game. You're going to need 2 scores anyway to catch up.
Adam Vinatieri, 3rd all-time leading scorer in Patriots history. Had 3 field goals last week, and this one, a 23-yarder good. 14:57 to go, 2nd quarter, 10-3 Eagles. The New England Patriots right now, folks, not playing like they want to get into the playoffs.
And players make plays when players make mistakes, and that's what it's about. This New England team hasn't risen up and started saying, hey, we're going to make plays. We're going to play like we're capable of playing. We've got a certain talent level on this team, and we're going to stop underachieving. They've got to go out and start making some plays. They are better than this Philadelphia Eagles team, but they haven't played like it.
Adam Vinatieri sends it away. Allen Rossum back deep. Picked up at the 12. Rossum up to the 35-yard line. Troy Brown with the tackle, a gain of 22 yards. Tonight on CBS, follow the story of one ordinary man's dream to make the golf tour. Robert Urich stars in the world premiere movie Miracle on the 17th Green. Tonight on CBS. There's the Eagles defensive line doing a good job so far. And defensively for New England, Ty Law, Steve Israel, both out of the lineup. Law with a broken hand, Israel with a left ankle problem. So to Bucky Jones, Kato Sawanga get starts today. Inexperienced corners. Dave Brown in motion, the handoff, and a little bit of running room for Edwin Watson as he tiptoes out of bounds at the 40-yard line to Bucky Jones, ushering him out of bounds.
And a lot of focus has been on this Patriots offense, but how about the defense? Lawyer Malone making a lot of plays this year, and also Willie McGinnis, but they've got to get some more production from the rest of that defensive line. They've got to have some guys getting penetration, getting in quarterbacks' faces.
Brandon Mitchell, Chad Eaton, Henry Thomas, the 13-year vet, and Willie McGinnis. McGinnis having a sound season. 2nd and 5 from the 40. Play action, Detmer. Quick toss, incomplete. Intended for Cecil Martin. And Lawyer Malloy standing on the play. NFL playoffs are just around the corner. Get a complete review of every team as they battle for playoff positions. Just click on NFL at cbs.sportsline.com. Brings up 3rd down and 5 from the 40. Detmer 1 of 7 so far, 50 yards. That one a touchdown to Torrance Small.
If you're going to complete one, make that one count.
They need to get to the 45 for a 1st down. Martin in motion out of the backfield. He throws it up the sideline. Incomplete. Torrance Small couldn't keep both feet in bounds. Kato Sawanga, 1 year of experience out of Cal, on the play.
And we talked about earlier this game, Deuce Staley making all the plays on this offense. They need a big wide receiver threat, this Philadelphia Eagles team does. And Torrance Small does a nice job. Nate Brown, the rookie, getting some playing time this year. But they need a threat. They need to take the focus off of stopping Deuce Staley every time they go into a ball game.
Sean Landetta stands at the 25. Troy Brown deep. And this one off the side of his foot and out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it. Looked like it went out at the 40-yard line. Make it the 37. 14:04 to go. 2nd quarter, 10-3.
Is sponsored by cold, refreshing Zima. Zima, a few degrees cooler. Sprint PCS. Experience the clear alternative to cellular today. And by Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Sprite the Superdog putting on a show.
Wonder if he can get open in the red zone for the Patriots. That's terrible.
That was bad.
That was.
10-3.
Although Sprite isn't dropping the Frisbee.
That's true.
He's hanging on to the Frisbee.
He is hanging on to the Frisbee. 1st down and 10 from the 37 for New England. Jefferson in motion. Jerry Allen runs into a wall and goes down. May have picked up a yard.
And in looking at the Patriots this year, all the focus is at the running back, but I don't think the offensive line has really been as aggressive as in years past. They haven't been coming off the ball, opening holes. They had a big problem communicating last week. They've got to get these guys together on the same page. They've got to start moving some defensive lines off the ball.
Drew Bledsoe sacked 5 times last week. Draw play, Allen again, and he's stopped by Trotter at the 40-yard line. As you watch other scores, Miami, San Diego. Miami has hit the skids. They are struggling under Jimmy Johnson. Jacksonville leading on the road. Indianapolis, they've won 9 straight. 3rd down 7 from the 40. Patriots need to get to the 47. 3 of 6 on 3rd down conversions. Bledsoe over the middle. Incomplete. Jefferson, the intended receiver, goes in and out of his hands.
And maybe a little bit high, but when you come across the middle of the field and the ball's up there, you got to get up, get your hands on the ball, and catch it. Sean Jefferson made a lot of nice grabs this year. You're going to see him. He's outside. Ben Coates going to come across the middle, draw the linebacker coverage. Jefferson's going to come right over the top, stop in the hole. Like I said, a little high, but Sean Jefferson makes that catch.
Lee Johnson from the 25, left-footed punter, wobbly kick. Rossum from his own 18. And Allen Rossum ridden out of bounds at the 27 by Lamont Ward. 43-yard punt, 10-yard return. Pete Carroll trying to keep his guys fired up.
Andy Reid, you see on the sideline, took over the Eagles this year and had one of my favorite lines of the year after they lost to Arizona by 3 a couple weeks ago. Said it was a gut-wrenching loss, and then remarked, and I got a lot of gut to wrench. Keeping a sense of humor.
From the 27-yard line for the Eagles, Nate Brown, the motion man. Running the football up to the 30. Teddy Bruschi with the stop. Relive the most memorable feats from Dan Jansen's triumph to Christian Laettner's last-second miracle to Doug Flutie's Hail Mary when we proudly present CBS's greatest sports moments Thursday night, December 30th at 8 p.m. 7 Central on CBS. Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, Patriots and Eagles all ready for New England. Turnover. The story. Detmer lost it out of bounds. Willie McGinnis, and Detmer is shaken up.
And you want to know how hard Willie McGinnis hit Coy Detmer? The ball went out of bounds from the middle of the field. That's a shot. That's delivering a blow. McGinnis coming right up the gut. Detmer just getting ready to throw it, had his arm cocked, and that ball went flying out of bounds. And watch 55 come right in, little stunt. Center and guard for the Philadelphia Eagles pick up the tackle. McGinnis comes free right up the middle. Big shot on Coy Detmer.
3rd down and 7 from the 30. And they didn't get it off in time. This will be delay of game.
And Coy Detmer was trying to audible at the line of scrimmage, and that clock was just winding down.
Offense, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
So Coy Detmer, who is the younger brother of Ty Detmer, getting his first start of the year, started 5 games last year, played in 8 games.
And I haven't called him Ty yet today. It's just a matter of time.
So far, so good. But it is a matter of time.
It is just a matter of time. His brother's on the Browns, and we've had the Browns a couple times this year. And
Father, also a coach, not coaching now. 3rd and 12 from the 25. Detmer rolls, dumps it. Here's Small trying to make something happen, and he is pushed out of bounds by Andy Katzenmoyer.
Katzenmoyer doing a nice job not getting fooled in the misdirection. And the Eagles are taking some shots downfield early, and now they're starting to throw those short passes, and I think still They might as well keep taking shots downfield.
Have to test those young cornerbacks. Landeta starts at the 12-yard line. Brown back deep at the 29. Almost blocked. Larry Wiggum almost got it. Here's Brown, and he's dropped by Allen Rossum. Tackled by 25, and the ball almost blocked by number 25.
CBS is sponsored by Gateway. Call Gateway and connect with us. And by Coors Light, frost brewed to tap the clean taste of the Rockies.
And welcome back. 10-3. The Eagles lead the Patriots. Santa, happy holidays, but we've been bad. Not today so far, though.
That's right. Their attitude's been good this year, though.
Here's Bledsoe. Underneath, caught. And Glenn gets up to the 45-yard line. Gus Johnson along with Brent Jones. The story here is the Patriots as they try to get into the playoffs with a 7-6 record. And so far, Brent, they're not playing like they want to play in the postseason.
No, they don't look like a playoff team. You come into another team's stadium, have a couple turnovers early, come out a little flat, drop some passes, have some penalties. That's not a team that's playing like its backs are against the wall. And I know Pete Carroll takes a lot of the heat. But like I said before, Pete Carroll isn't on the field making those mistakes. Up
to the 48-yard line. Steve Martin with the tackle. And a look at the AFC East. Indianapolis, the class of the division. Buffalo, Miami, New England, all struggling lately. And the Jets at 5-8.
And Buffalo and New England play next week, and Miami's been Jekyll and Hyde. One week they look like world beaters, and the next week they look like they could be beaten by anybody in the world. And that's not the type of team that you want to be carrying into the playoffs.
2nd down and 7 from the 48. Bledsoe under pressure, and he goes down again. Mamula, 2nd sack of the game. And Mike Mamula, Brent, forced to play more plays because of the injury to Hugh Douglas, and he comes up with his 2nd sack.
And he's going to be coming against a pretty good tackle, and Bruce Armstrong, watch him coming at the top of your screen, the left side, dipping his shoulder, going right around big Bruce Armstrong, almost stripping the ball out of Drew Bledsoe's hand, and Mamula putting on a clinic for his friends back in college at Boston College.
Mike Mamula. Ball almost came out. Now the Patriots backed up 3rd and 15 from the 40. Bledsoe steps up in the pocket and decides to run and goes down at the 45. Jeremiah Trotter almost took his head off.
And Drew's got to get better at sliding, kind of a half slide right there. And we were joking with Pete Carroll and Drew Bledsoe last night. Pete Carroll said he must have never hit a triple when he played baseball because he can't slide. And you're going to see right there. Get down, Drew. You want a linebacker to have a free shot at your helmet.
So Lee Johnson standing at the 30-yard line. Rossum back deep at the 14. High lofty kick and into the end zone. And out of bounds. They'll bring it out to the 20. A 56-yard punt for Lee Johnson. Monday on CBS, he's big, he's round, he's jolly. He's Kevin James. Who did you think we were talking about? A special holiday, King of Queens, Monday on CBS.
Big, round, and jelly? I thought you were talking about our producer, Bob Monsbach.
With relatives in Philadelphia.
We told them we'd get him a plug. I'm sure
very nice, Brent.
Anyway, you can sneak it in.
1st down and 10 for the Eagles at the 20-yard line. Short drop underneath, incomplete, intended for Torrance Small to Bucky Jones.
And I think that ball was deflected. That's why there was no interference. You see Bucky Jones getting in on a little early. Corey Detmer, line of scrimmage ball. You see the flight of the ball change. It was tipped to Bucky Jones, making contact a little early.
Makes it 2nd and 10 from the 20. Detmer 2 of 11, 51 yards. Draw play, Staley. And Deuce Staley over the 25 to the 27. Teddy Bruschi in on the tackle. Deuce Staley, 3rd Eagle running back to post back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. Wilbur Montgomery did it, 78-79. Ricky Waters, 95 and 96.
And Pete Carroll, the coach of the Patriots, told us he loves Deuce Staley's toughness and pumped him up all week, talked about him, said he hoped his defense was sick of hearing about him. They wanted to go out there and really shut him down today.
3rd down and short. They need 2 yards. Out of the I formation. Detmer blocked at the line of scrimmage again. Chris Sullivan.
We're going to see Detmer back to pass here. Little pressure. Another tip ball.
And Detmer, he is listed at 6'1", but he may be a good 5'11", 6 feet at the most. Having problems right now getting that ball off.
And not the greatest size, not the greatest arm, but he's a competitor and he's emotional out there on the field. Not a lot of completions today, but he had the big 50-yarder.
Landetta from the 14. High snap. And it's blocked. They finally got there. This ball can be advanced. And down the sideline to the 35. An 8-yard pickup. Mike Caldwell advanced the ball, and he gets it past the 1st down marker. So it's a 1st down. Larry Wiggum finally blocked one.
And I think that's been the story to the Patriots season. They do something great and have it backfire on them. Watch the left side of the screen. Wiggum has almost gotten the ball 3 times today. He finally gets it. Ball blocked behind the line of scrimmage. Can be advanced. Watch Caldwell look like a wide receiver. Running back. Bounces a stiff arm. Knows where the 1st down is. How about that stiff arm? Man.
Now, if the ball would have gone downfield beyond the line of scrimmage, it would not have been able to be advanced. Down the seam. Great catch. Nay Brown. 1st down.
And the Eagles have talked about Nay Brown's hands. And how about just his hand? Because that was a one-hander right here. You're going to see Willie McGinnis get off early. It's going to be offsides versus the Patriots. Nay Brown finding the seam, and the Patriots defense using that one hand to haul it in and take the shot.
Nay Brown, rookie out of North Carolina. And the penalty on the play against Willie McGinnis. Jumping off sides. He did that a couple of times last week against Indianapolis. It cost the Patriots. 1st down from the 38. Backside roll, Detmer. Broken up. Chris Slade with the hand on it. Ball intended for Small. Tonight on 60 Minutes, when research proves a brand name drug no better than a cheaper generic, don't they have to tell you that? No. But 60 Minutes will tonight on 60 Minutes. 2nd down 10 from the 38-yard line for Philadelphia. Leading at 10-3. Deuce. And out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Chris Carter pushing him out of bounds.
And I'm so used to hearing boos here in Philadelphia that every time they start, I say, how can they boo on a handoff? And they're yelling deuce.
And this is a tough guy, Brent.
You've got to be tough, especially when we've talked about having no weapons outside. Respectable receivers, but nobody that draws the attention. So when you come in to play the Philadelphia Eagles, you say, we've got to stop Deuce Staley. Gone over 1,000 yards this year. Tough back. When we talk about backs for the Pro Bowl, he's got great hands coming out of the backfield, doing it without the other weapons in the offense. I think he's really got to be a consideration.
Came into this game 2nd leading receiver with 39 catches. 3rd and 6. And the ball batted down once again. Now that's happened 3 or 4 times already. Chris Slade doing it. What's going on with Detmer's release?
Well, the defensive line for the Patriots, they know that they're playing against a smaller quarterback. And you're going to see Chris Slade. He's going to get his hands up there. He's coming from the left side of the screen. And they just time the pass correctly. They know with a smaller quarterback in there under 6 feet that they can get up, get their hands up, and block some passes. They've done that 3 or 4 times, like you said.
51-yard field goal attempt for 18-year veteran. Check that. Akers in to do this one. And it's up, partially deflected and short. David Akers. And a flag on the play.
And usually that's going to be a hold against Philadelphia, most likely. The Pats will decline that one.
Holding on the offense, number 80. Penalty is declined. First down, New England.
Torrance Small called for holding.
Wide receivers shouldn't be holding on a field goal.
6:55 to go. Second quarter of play. New England and Philadelphia. The Eagles lead at 10-3. The Eagles 3-11. They're coming off a 2010 loss to Dallas. They're 0-3 this year against the AFC East, losing to Indianapolis, Miami, and Buffalo. So the Patriots take over at the 42. Terry Allen following his blocks, and he is down from behind by Hollis Thomas at the 44-yard line. Thomas also a very interesting story. He played collegiately at Northern Illinois. He's number 78 in green and was not drafted. So what he did was put together a videotape, sent it to all the head coaches and personnel directors in the NFL, and Ray Rhodes took a look at him, said, hey, let's see what he can do, and hence he's starting now for the Eagles. They throw it out of the backfield. Allen cuts it up, chopped down inside Eagles territory. Out with the tackle, and it's close to a first down.
And I think they're going to have it by at least half a ball.
Gain of 9.
That was a great story about Hollis Thomas. So I guess the moral of that story is, if you think you can play, get together a video and start sending it out.
Well, maybe.
You know, I remember with the 49ers, they used to get all kinds of videos from guys that think they could play, and the guy had been a bouncer for 20 years.
Dan Shanka, the scout, that also scouted him down the field. Wide open, Jefferson stumbles out of bounds at the 5. Couldn't keep his feet in bounds, and they mark it at the 7-yard line.
And Sean Jefferson did a great job of running an out and up. You're going to see him against Al Harris. Watch him out. Harris bites on the out, and Jefferson keeps going right by him. Drew Bledsoe hung the ball up in the air. Jefferson just doing a nice job to hang on to it, stay in bounds. And you talk about a guy with a lot of guts, Drew Bledsoe. Hollis Thomas smacks him. He stays right in there and throw it up. Big play.
Allen, after the 41-yard gain, down to the 1-yard line. Terry Allen signed for $400,000 to back up Kevin Falk, and he is close to reaching a number of incentives. Needs 2 touchdowns for 10. That'll be an additional $250,000.
It's not a bad deal.
Also has 700+ yards rushing. For 1,000 yards, he gets another $250,000.
And every 2 touchdowns after 10, he gets $250,000. So you know what he's saying? Give me the ball.
8 carries, 24 yards. Patriots knocking on the door. And Allen mugged by the woodchopper, Jeremiah Trotter.
The woodchopper bringing the heat. And Jeremiah Trotter's done a great job this year playing the type of scheme, a downhill type of scheme, getting up into the hole, being aggressive. Watch the middle linebacker right here. This is much different than last year. They're more side to side, the linebackers. This year, much more penetrating under Jim Johnson's defense.
3rd down and goal. Bledsoe under pressure, drops it, loose ball, and he recovers at the 25. Brian Dawkins shut the gap and got to him. And the Patriots come up empty again inside the red zone.
And defensive coordinator Jim Johnson for the Eagles told us Brian Dawkins is his best blitzer. He's got that broken hand. And you're going to see him coming up the right part of the screen, right up the gut. Nobody blocks him, gets in Drew Bledsoe's face. Drew tries to hang on. Ball stripped. Fortunate Drew Bledsoe making a great effort. You don't always see quarterbacks go for the ball like that.
So Adam Vinatieri on to attempt a 43-yarder. It's up. And good. 43-yard field goal for Adam Vinatieri, but in the red zone, the Patriots have struggled.
Ernie Zampese has decided to go away from the big tight end in the red zone. I think they've got to start forcing the ball back to Big Ben Coates.
Rossum from the 9. Rossum cuts it up, lost it. Loose ball, picked up by New England. Troy Brown with the recovery. Second Philadelphia turnover.
Watch it come in. Lamont Warren, number 27, does a great job of contain. Forces Rossum back inside, gets his hand in there. All kind of Patriots flying around the ball.
Larry Wiggum knocking it out of Allen Rossum's hand.
And Larry Wiggum's been all over the field, blocking punts, smacking kick returners. And how about the wide receiver, Troy Brown, falling on the ball?
So the Patriots take over, first down and 10 at the 28-yard line. Eagles with 2, Patriots with 3. Bledsoe under pressure. Picked off. Harris with a convoy in front of him. Down the sideline. Cuts it back. Lost it. Picked up. Dawkins at the 10. Unbelievable.
Actually, Drew Bledsoe takes a shot. The ball's short. John Jefferson was open in the corner, and Rossum able to grab the ball and watch this line of blockers right down the field. And Harris, he'll go ahead and cut back right here. And watch Ben Coates get that ball out of there. The Bledsoe's on the ground. And Carter has to come up with the tackle.
Detmer from the 11. Underneath, great catch, small, touchdown Philly. Johnson in for the extra point. And it's good. The Philadelphia Eagles came to play today, folks. Maybe a different story for New England.
Torrance Small getting his chance to make a one-handed grab after Nate Brown did. See him running a short crossing route. Detmer getting rid of the ball with pressure. Small sticking his hand up and then getting north and south. Get up the field. Don't go horizontal, go vertical. Dives into the end zone. See him get a little shake and bake. Fakes out Ted Johnson. It's the old hesitation move. No way can a linebacker cover a wide receiver down there man-to-man.
And how about Detmer? He is fired up.
He doesn't get too excited.
That's like a Chichi Rodriguez.
And these guys are fired up too. Jeez, he almost took a cannon shot. That put you down. And Detmer told me on the sidelines before the game, I'm not going to do that crazy swinging thing because Andy Reid won't like it. I guess he just got caught up in the moment.
And the points off turnovers, the story so far, 17 points off turnovers. Both interceptions have turned into touchdowns for the Eagles. (17-6) the score. 3:02 to go in the first half. Akers, short kick. Fielded at the 22. Jerry Ellison returning. And this Eagles team, although they're 3-11, Brent, they played some tough games and have been in a lot of games this year.
They have been in a lot of games, and that's really a good sign for Philadelphia fans. You're going to see they're playing some pretty good teams here. Washington, Arizona, the Giants, Miami, Giants again, Arizona. We're talking 3, 4, 2-point losses. They have battled their way out, and now they're going to turn this thing around hopefully next year with a few more playmakers.
Andy Reid keeping his team competitive. Underneath, dropped by Brisby. 5th drop of the game for the Patriots. So Drew Bledsoe has been under pressure. And take another look at the big interception.
And I think this offensive line really hasn't given him the time he needs. You see coming on the blitz right here, step it, hands in his face. Not able to step up into the pocket and throw the ball. He had Jefferson open deep initially. And he's been under that pressure all day. And I don't think this line has done a great job of protecting him this year.
2nd down 10 from the 35. Bledsoe batted down. William Thomas, the 9-year veteran, getting a hand on it. And Thomas, out of Texas A&M, is the longest current tenured athlete in the city of Philadelphia. 9 years with the Eagles.
Well, I used to hate having to play against William Thomas, especially when I had to stay in on pass protection those few times. And usually when I was out and around, I just say, hey, you don't touch me and I won't touch you. You let me go by, I'll let you go, and let a tackle or a fullback pick you up.
3rd down 10. Here comes a blitz from the corner. Caught by Brown, looking for the first. He has it. That's some hard running. Great move, hard running for Troy Brown as he gets it to midfield, a gain of 14.
And the rookie safety, Damon Moore, number 43. Brown gives him a little shake and bake. You're going to see right here, the top left of your screen. Watch this, little inside out. Damon Moore faked out. And Brown knows where that first down is, lowers his shoulder, gets upfield. That was a big play because when you need 10 yards and you throw it 1 yard, you're really dependent on your wide receiver to make something happen.
And the Eagles playing without Bobby Taylor, who has an injured jaw. His return is questionable. Vincent Brisby, the intended receiver, on 1st down from midfield. 396 yards in offense, 400 yards in offense for the Patriots last week against the Indianapolis Colts. And they are having problems right now with turnovers, the big story in the first half of play, if you just tuned in. 2nd down 10. And Bledsoe! And he dumps it. Dawkins again. Shot the gap.
And everybody wants a flag.
There's a flag.
You've got to be outside the pocket. And Drew Bledsoe is going to argue that he was throwing it in the direction of a receiver. But if you're trying to avoid a loss of yardage, which Drew Bledsoe was, and you're still in the pocket, they're going to call grounding.
Illegal man downfield.
Yeah.
Ineligible downfield on the punt, on the pass, number 74. 5 yards, still 2nd down.
And they were actually setting up a screen, and I don't think that And you're allowed to definitely throw the ball in the direction of the receiver. They got so much pressure early, and on a setup screen, the rule is you're allowed to throw the ball in the direction of the receiver. You see Lamont Warren right there, and I guess you could roughly say that was in the direction of the receiver. It was about 7 yards behind him, but lineman got downfield too quickly.
Chris Sullivan. Bledsoe, Warren out of the backfield. And Warren gets inside the 45-yard line, a gain of 12. That will take us to the 2-minute warning. And Greg James, Randy, and Jerry will get you caught up on all the scores and highlights. Plus, Greg Gumbel and Phil Simms will preview the Jets-Dallas game. The NASDAQ halftime report. So, Koy Detmer is the starting quarterback for the Eagles. His brother, Ty, right now is on the field playing for Cleveland. Tim Couch knocked out of the game against Jacksonville. So both Detmers getting some playing time today. Here's a toss. Warren takes a loss. Allen Rossum.
And crucial third down, trying to get some points here before halftime. Allen Rossum coming on the corner blitz. Zephyrus Moss, number 77, trying to get back and get out to him. And as a cornerback, there's no way you're going to be able to have an offensive lineman beat you out to the point of attack. Lamont Warren taking the pitch and just going down right there. Rossum making a big third down stop for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Lee Johnson's fourth punt stands at the 33-yard line. Rossum at the 10. High wobbly kick. Fair caught at the 8. 43-yard kick. Christmas Day, CBS Sports heats up the holiday with an NFL special. When Brian Greasy leads the Broncos into the Silverdome to meet Herman Moore and the playoff-hungry Detroit Lions, the excitement begins with Jim, Craig, Randy, and Jerry on the NFL Today, 3:30 p.m. Eastern on CBS. Christmas Day.
That's one thing I didn't think we'd be saying this time of the year. Playoff-hungry Detroit Lions.
That's right.
You're pretty excited about that, your old hometown.
Well, I'm not biased, but I am. First down 10 from the 8. Staley breaking it back and is chopped down in the backfield. Teddy Bruschi. Let's go downstairs to Beasley Reese.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. We're just told that Bobby Taylor, cornerback for the Philadelphia Eagles, has a broken jaw and, of course, will not return. That's a big blow for the defense. Back to you.
All right, Beasley. Bobby Taylor, Troy Vincent, Bryant Dawkins, all having outstanding years. So Al Harris will have to take over at the right corner spot. Staley again. Over the 15. Willie McGinnis with the tackle.
And the Eagles being up 17-6, rolling into halftime, are content just to run it out. And I think the Patriots are going to say, hey, we're going to call a timeout now and maybe get a chance to get another block and get the ball back.
So the Patriots will head into the locker room trailing it.
Well, you got to give your best player on the field today one more chance, and that's number 25, Larry Wiggum for the Patriots, who's been all over the field causing fumbles, blocking punts, and give him one more chance to get in there because the Philadelphia Eagles haven't blocked him yet.
The first half for New England, 4 turnovers, 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions, 17 Eagles points off turnovers. Don't forget, coming up, the NASDAQ halftime report. And the studio will also update the details on Tim Couch. Third down, 2. Another running play should take us to the end of the quarter and the end of the first half. And New England calls timeout. Pete Carroll not giving anything away.
Larry Wiggum show.
They've already blocked one. Last time out for New England. Remember, they got hit with a replay timeout when they challenged the Terry Allen fumble at the Philadelphia 5-yard line.
The Philadelphia Eagle punt team was huddled on the sideline, and you can guarantee the one thing that was spoken there was, hey, can somebody please block number 25, Larry Wiggum? It's not that. That's all we ask. We'll go into halftime with a 17-6 lead. Please block the guy. Yeah. Eagles ended up getting a first down off the block punt. That's very rare.
Wiggum lines up. End over end kick. Fielded at midfield. 38-yard punt with 7 seconds to go. So the Patriots with 7 seconds. What can you do with 7 seconds?
Well, you know, they fair caught the ball, so you can actually have a free kick, long field goal. It would be awful long for Adam Vinatieri. And I've always wanted to see that fair catch, free kick chance. This might just be a little bit too far. And maybe that's what the Patriots were thinking going into this. And so maybe you can get one play, 7 or 8 yards, get out of bounds, leave a second or two on the clock to bring in Vinatieri.
What kind of range does he have?
He was right around 52, 53 going left to right. And we talked about the cold weather and the wind makes that ball a little heavier. It doesn't fly through the air, that's for sure. The other thing you can do here, a lot of guys expect that quick out route. You can go the out and up move, get some corners jumping on the out. But it's all or nothing. They don't get a chance at a field goal.
Jefferson, Terry Glenn on the near side. Here's Bledsoe to the sideline. Glenn out of bounds. There you go with 2 seconds to go.
That's smart football right there. They had the trips receivers lined up down to the bottom. Thought they were going for the Hail Mary and just dragged Terry Glenn off the other 2 receivers. Ran him on the 7-yard square out. And so Vinatieri's going to get a chance from about 56.
Wind at his back.
Better be hoping for some extra wind.
Lee Johnson, the holder. Got it down. It's up. And short.
And Allen Rossum's going to return that because it can be returned. Heads up play.
Rossum with the wedge. He needs a block. Rossum. And he's down at the 30. Adam Vinatieri, the kicker, had to make the tackle.
Boy, lucky the rest of the Patriots field goal team was sleeping.
Eagles capitalize on turnovers. 17 points off 4 New England turnovers. And they lead it 17-6.
In the first half, 4 turnovers, and Philadelphia capitalized on all those turnovers. 17 points off of those turnovers. That was really important for them in the first half.
Ready to begin the second half of play. Eagles will have the football. Vinatieri back deep to Rossum, and he takes a knee. Eagles start from the 20. And a look at the statistics from the first half of play. Turnovers, points off turnovers, the big ones.
That's really a big, in quantity hasn't been in store for the Philadelphia Eagles, but quality. They've been able to score on some big plays. They've had a couple of big interceptions. Time of possession, look at that. Patriots dominating time of possession, but when you have those turnovers, you're going to end up on the short side of the score.
First down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Detmer in trouble. Dumps it off, incomplete. Opening moments of the third quarter of play. The Philadelphia Eagles 3-11, taking on the New England Patriots 7-6. And the story of the first half, New England turned the ball over 4 times, two Drew Bledsoe interceptions, 2 fumbles, resulting in 17 Philadelphia points off turnovers.
And when you play a lesser team on the road, you don't want to give them momentum. Patriots more talented than the Eagles, but the Eagles have played with emotion today.
Also and intentional grounding the call against Detmer.
And the rule is once you get outside the tackle box, you've got to get the ball or make an effort to get the ball near or close to the line of scrimmage.
Intentional grounding on the offense number 10. The ball did not get back to the previous spot. 10 yards. Lost it down. Second down.
And that's what I just said, Gus. You got to get the ball once you get out of the box, out of the pocket. You've got to get the ball back or close to back to the line of scrimmage. You see Coy Detmer rally here to the right, and he's 10 or 12 yards away from the line of scrimmage. He should just thrown it harder.
Makes it second down and a long 20 from the 10. They run it. Edwin Watson rumbles ahead of the 15-yard line. Ted Johnson, the middle linebacker, with the tackle. 2 big interceptions in the first half of play. Jeremiah Trotter first. Turned into a touchdown. Here's the second.
Look at Sean Jefferson, how open he is. Drew Bledsoe didn't have time to step into the throw.
Third down, 15. And the Eagles playing it safe. Brandon Mitchell with the tackle.
And they're not yelling deuce this time. They're booing. And the Eagles didn't play it safe the first half. And if you're the New England Patriots, that's exactly what you want to see coming here in the second half. You want to see the Philadelphia Eagles sit on that lead and be very conservative.
Sean Landetta, one of 4 USFL players remaining in the NFL, ready to punt, standing at the 2. And Brown back deep. High spiraling punt. Brown backpedals inside his own 40 and is tackled at the 43-yard line. Luther Brock with the stop, 46-yard punt, 5-yard return.
Book your travel online with Southwest Airlines, and you'll automatically get double Rapid Rewards flight credits, which means 4 round trips get you a free ticket and some downtime for your computer. And American Express card members can use membership rewards points to earn free Southwest Airlines tickets even faster.
You are now free to move about the country.
Where will you be when your grandson gets his first taste of the ocean? When man walks on Mars? When your children want to discover their heritage? Life is filled with moments you don't want to miss. That's why if you have high cholesterol and heart disease, you should know about Zocor. Zocor is proven to help save lives by reducing the risk of a heart attack. So where will you be tomorrow? That could depend on what you do today. When diet and exercise aren't enough, talk to your doctor about adding Zocor. Zocor is a prescription medication and is not right for everyone, including women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant, or people with liver problems. Your doctor may do blood tests to check for liver problems, because serious side effects can result. Tell your doctor about any muscle pain or weakness you experience while on Zocor, and about any medicines you are taking. For more information, talk to your doctor or call. Zocor, it's your future. Be there.
When research proves a brand-name drug no better than a cheaper generic, don't they have to tell you that? No, and they don't. 60 Minutes, tonight.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Patriot miscues.
And when you have that many miscues, you're lucky to be only behind 17-6.
5 drop balls. They've allowed 3 sacks. They start from the 43-yard line. Terry Allen breaks it back and stumbles ahead to the 45.
And I just don't see a whole lot of holes up there in that offensive line for Terry Allen to run. And I think that's one of the areas that the Patriots have fallen short this year. Push on the offensive line. Also pass protecting Drew Bledsoe. Allen averaging 2.1 yards a carry today. That's not going to get it done.
2nd down and 8. Allen once again running for daylight and gets to midfield. But the Patriots, they have enough weapons to really make a charge in this game.
Well, they can gash you, and they can gash you quick. And Pete Carroll told Beasley Reese right at halftime, hey, we've got to take it one play at a time. When you're behind by 11, you've got to just not panic. You can't start trying to force throws, trying to make things happen that aren't there. So I think that's why Pete said, hey, we're going to take a couple shots on the ground here, maybe try to work a nice long 8 or 9 play drive and get in scoring range.
3rd down and 2. Colts in motion. Here's Warren with the 1st down and more. Inside the 40-yard line. Moore with the tackle. And it's a gain of 11 yards.
Watch Zephyrus Moss, number 77, come off, get a little push. Big hole for Lamont Warren to cut back inside. That's the kind of holes that we need to have if you're a New England Patriots fan. You've got to have something for that running back to hit.
And Lamont Warren signed as a free agent, played for the Colts last year. From the 35-yard line. Allen, big opening. And Allen gets to the 29. Jeremiah Trotter with the tackle, so the line firing off to begin the 2nd half. Last week, the 1958 championship game was voted the NFL's most memorable game. This week, find out what's number 6, only on NFL.com. That game, the Giants against the Colts. Alan Amici with the touchdown on the goal line for Baltimore. 2nd and 4 on the 29. Allen runs into the fire.
Patriots taking a couple shots to that right side of the line. Zephyrus Moss been getting some good movement the last couple of plays. Also, Big Max Lane, number 68, in at right guard, have opened up some holes the last 2 plays, trying to go 3 in a row, and the Eagles just shut it down that time.
Brings up 3rd down and 3.
Maybe that offensive line of the Patriots heard me, taking shots at him. Got to get him fired up down there.
Catch Terry Allen, but no, he couldn't hold on. Troy Vincent covering.
And it looked like Terry Glenn initially brought it in. Troy Vincent getting his hands in there. You see Terry Glenn run the square out right at the 1st down marker. You have to get up, get the ball, get his feet down. And you see Vincent doing a great job of getting his hand in there, knocking the ball out before Terry Glenn got his 2nd foot down.
So Vinatieri in to attempt a 46-yarder. Already has a 43-yarder. And it is good. 23 and 46. Good today along with the 43. 17-9. Navy. Here's Detmer. Oh, and a big hit on the left side. Kato Sawanga coming up and making the play.
Hitting the big rookie fullback Cecil Martin, 240 pounds of mean. Andy Reid was telling us he really likes the way Cecil catches the ball out of the backfield. You usually don't see fullbacks with great hands like that. He's got some movement, some shake and bake to him.
Block for Ron Dane at Wisconsin, the Heisman Trophy winner last year. Nine minutes, 29 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter of play. And there's Cecil Martin. Very, very good story on him. I mean, he and his mom were living in a homeless shelter before he signed to play for the Wisconsin Badgers. Now he's in the NFL, and the coaches just love him, as you mentioned, Brent.
Says spends a lot of time at the facility, working hard, going over film, making himself a better player. That's what you got to have, commitment as a young player to get better.
Detmer passing down the seam, incomplete. Ball thrown too high, intended for Nate Brown.
I'd say slightly overthrown there, just by 10 or 12 yards. That was the first pass attempt they've had here in the second half.
And Koy Detmer, his numbers aren't impressive. 5 of 19, 86 yards, his first start of the year. Doug Peterson started the first 9 games. Donovan McNabb then took over, started 5 in a row before injuring his knee against Dallas last week.
40% of Detmer's completions are touchdowns today.
Wobbly kick. Troy Brown, fair catch at the 35. 34-yard punt. 8 minutes and 48 seconds to go, third quarter. 17-9 the score. Somewhere in the middle, there's Donovan McNabb, the future for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Done a great job moving around, scrambling around, got some big yards, running the ball. He's going to be a double threat out with that second-degree sprain of his MCL today.
Drew Bledsoe lost it. Loose ball. Live ball. Picked up by the Eagles. Steve Martin. Turnover number 5.
Boy, that was a strange play. It looked like Drew Bledsoe got a little lazy with the ball. Looked like he was just going to try and flick it away from down low. Pulled it back in. Tyrone Williams gets his hand on it. Watch Bledsoe drop back here. 3-step drop. Kind of standing in the pocket. 3-step drop. Got to get rid of it. Once double clutches and just loses it himself. Ball slips out of his hands. Live ball. Another Patriot turnover. And that's going to be cold weather. The ball just getting hard and sliding right out of your hands.
Eagles take over. Pump fake. Detmer down the field. Incomplete. Torrance Small had Serwanga beaten. And on a play like that, did Detmer throw it over the wrong shoulder, or did Small run the wrong route?
Actually, you're going to see Small run a little slant and go. Serwanga, they got him earlier. See him jump on the slant route. Koy Detmer has got to throw the ball over the inside shoulder. Torrance Small had him beat to the inside. And I knew it was just a matter of time before I said tie.
No, you didn't do it. You almost said tie, but you said goal. Here's the run. Deuce Staley. Stopped by Sullivan.
But when you get chances like that, you got to go ahead and make it happen. Koy Detmer having a wide open Terrence Small.
Change that. Eric Bieniemy running the football for the Eagles. Seldom used backup running back, who is a key member of the special teams unit. He comes out of the game. Staley back in. Out of the I formation. Deuce Staley, the deep back. And they switch into the pro set. And here comes the blitz. Detmer, quick toss. Nate Brown, great grab. And another first down. Eagles offensive line picking up the blitz.
And Cecil Martin, the fullback, taking a big shot at Willie McGinnis, who got free. And you're going to see Detmer throw the ball before Nate Brown even makes his break. But watch 38 step up right there, knock Willie McGinnis out of the picture. Nate Brown hasn't even turned his head, and the ball's halfway there. Great concentration by the rookie.
First down 10 for the Eagles from the Patriots 23. Deuce. Tackle from behind by McGinnis. Look around the NFL. Miami, San Diego tied at 6. San Diego with an outside shot to get into the playoffs. Baltimore as well. Jacksonville, Washington now trailing Indianapolis on the road. Play action. Detmer into the end zone. Picked off. Serwanga with the interception. Third turnover of the day for the Eagles.
And Koy Detmer could not step into that pass. A lot of pressure inside. Willie McGinnis getting to him. Watch Serwanga right here on Terrence Small. Been biting for those double moves. Doesn't bite that time. Stays right with him. Ball underthrown after a big shot. Interception, Serwanga.
CBS is sponsored by Motorola and by Merrill Lynch. There's a new way to work with Merrill Lynch any way you want.
Welcome back to Veterans Stadium. Patriots take over at the 20-yard line. Colts in motion. They give it to Warren. William Thomas drags him down from behind. Henry Thomas, Willie McGinnis.
Let's go back to that interception, Gus. Watch Brandon Mitchell right here take up the block of the tackle and the guard, Jeff Dellenbach. Jeff Dellenbach stays with him initially. He's got to come back. Come back. Jeff Dellenbach's got to come back right now and block Willie McGinnis. He's got to be quick because McGinnis is quick. McGinnis goes right by him. Detmer can't step into the pass, takes a big shot. Ball underthrown, interception.
Second down 10 from the 20. Warren lines up in the backfield. Here comes a blitz. Bledsoe knocked down. Brian Dawkins knocking it down.
We talked about Brian Dawkins being one of the best blitzers. Actually, Patriots offensive line did a good job of setting up the screen. It's going to be there. Drew throws the ball, but Dawkins is coming up in the air, knocks it right down.
So that'll make it third down and 10 from the 20. They need to get to the 30-yard line for a first down. 3-receiver package. Bledsoe sprints out, in trouble, incomplete. He gets dropped in the end zone. No protection for Drew Bledsoe.
And you saw the Patriots trying to move the pocket that time with Drew Bledsoe. They're trying to roll him out, a little half roll to the right side, except Allen Rossum's coming from that side. Nobody's blocking him, so Drew's rolling out to the right. All of a sudden, guys are in his face. 25, 54, Trotter, Rossum, all over the place. You see Rossum right here beating the fullback Carter's block. And so they tried to move the pocket. They know Philadelphia is going to blitz, but they move the pocket right into the blitz.
Lee Johnson from the 5. Allen Rossum at the 33. Fifth punt for Johnson. Gets this one off. A good one. Back to the 21. Rossum. Turns it up and over the 30 to the 33. 57-yard punt, 9-yard return. Tough day for Drew Bledsoe. CBS followed the story of one ordinary man's dream to make the golf tour. Robert Urich stars in the world premiere movie Miracle on the 17th Green tonight on CBS. And Brent, when you look at the Patriots, their talent is a little bit deceiving.
Well, I think they've really been outplayed this year on the lines, both the offensive and the defense. I don't think they've made things happen. And it's tough because there's not statistics to back it up.
Deuce Staley over the 35. Mitchell with the tackle. You look at the Patriots and they have the great quarterback in Drew Bledsoe, the great receiver in Terry Glenn, the great tight end. But as you mentioned, they have problems on the offensive and the defensive line. Really only one player on that defense, Willie McGinnis.
Well, one of my favorite statistics, and they've got to go to it this year, is the sack ratio. They've given up 42 sacks this year on offense, only have 32 on defense. That's a -10.
Detmer. Oh, underneath Nate Brown at the 41. Detmer hanging in there. A gain of 22.
And how about the rookie Nate Brown making one-handed catches today, two-handed catches? Andy Reid told us he's got the best hands on the team. Been more involved in the offense the last 3 or 4 games, running a deep in and back out on the comeback route. Nice job of getting his hands extended. And Corey Detmer's going to take pressure. He's going to hang in and take shot from Brandon Mitchell. Gets high-low. Willie McGinnis low.
Deuce Staley. Submarines to the 40-yard line.
And for the most part today, New England Patriots have held Deuce Staley to relatively low yardage. But those turnovers and those big pass plays that they've given up have really hurt them. And there's Willie McGinnis. And Willie McGinnis is one of the few guys on this line, the only guy really that's had consistent pressure this year. Patriots are going to have to go out and get another big pass rusher, either in the draft or through free agency. They're going to have to get somebody to take the focus off Willie McGinnis.
Deuce Staley, 16 carries, 45 yards. He's in motion. Detmer got it away. Nobody close to the football. And he's hurt. Teddy Bruschi with the pressure, and Detmer is in a lot of pain.
Boy, and you hate to see that. Teddy Bruschi just came unblocked and drove Coy Detmer right to the turf.
The backup quarterback, Doug Peterson, he has a broken rib. Also, they've been working Torrance Small in at quarterback, the starting wide receiver.
And Doug Peterson has that cracked rib, and he told me on the sidelines before the game that he went ahead and shot it. The rib's right there above his lung. Watch Teddy Bruschi right here coming from the outside. Free shot. Nobody to block him. Back out in protection. Cecil Martin to the right side setting up the screen. And that's why it won't be called intentional grounding. But watch Bruschi, the full weight of his body right on Coy Detmer's neck and his head and shoulder. And sometimes that's a collarbone. Sometimes that's a neck. And that is just a whole lot of weight right on top of you. Coming from the blind side, Coy Detmer doesn't see him. He's dropping back, trying to set up the screen. Still doesn't see Bruschi. Never actually does see him. And the full weight of the linebacker right on top of Coy Detmer.
Especially when you consider this Veterans Stadium turf. It's like playing on concrete. Detmer. He's up. Smiling. He's a little twisted.
He is a little crazy. He was so calm, cool, collected, quiet, almost boring in our interview with him. You can't believe it's the same guy that's out on the field running around, dancing, gesturing, firing up the other team.
Tell you what, he walked into our meeting and looked more like a manager as opposed to a starting quarterback or a quarterback in the NFL. So Peterson back in the game, started the first 9. Came over from Green Bay with Andy Reid. 3rd down and 9. They need to get to the 30. Here's the pitch. Deuce Staley looking for the first. And he's knocked out of bounds at the 32. Brandon Mitchell there to get him. Here's Jim Nantz in New York.
Gus and Brent some 400 miles away. Within a minute of Coy going down, his brother, Ty, throws a touchdown at Cleveland to bring now the Browns within 3 of Jacksonville. Let's go back to Philadelphia.
All right, Jim, there's Coy, Ty's younger brother. They're 6 years apart. Both played in San Antonio for their father, Sonny. And Detmer ready to go back into the game.
I think you got some channel surfing going on in the Detmer household.
No question, the direct TV.
And how about the Browns hanging in against the Jags? You think the Jags are overlooking that team?
In the meantime, Monday on CBS, everybody's getting spruced up for the big holiday on back-to-back episodes of Everybody Loves Raymond. Ray Romano stars Monday right here on CBS. 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter of play. The Eagles lead the Patriots 17-9.
And I think they're thinking about going for it on 4th down, but now I think they're going to bring out the punt unit. And the fans want them to go for it.
You got to know what may happen though.
Yeah, with enough strange things today, they could go ahead and fake it.
Landetta standing at the 48-yard line.
How about the Detmer brothers having a chance to lead 2 huge upsets in the NFL? You think that'd be a story?
That would be. Landetta pops it up. And fair caught at the 10-yard line. 23-yard punt. But he did what he wanted to do and pin the Patriots deep. They'll start from the 10. Coming up in the second half of today's doubleheader, you'll see the New York Jets trying to spoil the Dallas Cowboys playoff hopes next on CBS. A look at the playoff situation. The wild card in the NFC, Detroit 8-5. They take on Chicago today. Green Bay, Minnesota. Only 3 will get in.
It's going to be a battle right down to the end. Who can be the best of the worst? Because those teams have done nothing but be average this year.
First down 10 from the 11. Allen. Play strung out nicely by the Philadelphia defense, led by Kelly Gregg, number 94, a rookie out of Oklahoma.
Not much success for the Patriots running to the left side today. They had a couple shots to the right side earlier. Maybe they have to go back to the right if they want to run the ball. They got to start making some things happen in the pass game. Where is Ben Coates? And people have been saying that all year. 26 catches coming into the game today.
Bledsoe underneath Allen. Stopped by Jeremiah Trotter. Ben Coates on the sideline.
Well, you can't catch it when you're on the sideline.
And look at the numbers. In the past, Ben Coates has been terrific, but this year just a down year. Is it all of his fault?
Well, you know, I don't think so. I think Ben Coates has never been the ultimate speed guy. He's been a position guy. Great job catching the ball in traffic. He has been their reliable receiver over the years. And I don't care if linebackers are covering him. Throw him the ball. He's going to make the catch.
Third down 7 from the 14. They need to get to the 21.5. Bledsoe to the sideline, knocked away. Al Harris closed on that and made the play.
And defensive coordinator for the Eagles, Jim Johnson, told us yesterday Al Harris is their best man-to-man cover guy. And you're talking about a compliment right there with Troy Vincent and Bobby Taylor on the team. Watch Harris spin back around and come back to the ball. Terry Glenn does not come back to the ball. He sits and waits for it. Terry Glenn knows better than that. He's got to stop, make that plant, and come back and be the defensive back to the ball.
Johnson sends it away. Rossum from the 33. Allen Rossum. Nice return. Gets inside Patriots territory. A return of 20. And Jim Johnson really has this Philadelphia Eagles defense playing well.
He really does. Not a lot of pressure from his front four this year, so he's had to go to a more aggressive blitzing type of scheme. Has the defensive backs to be able to do that. They've been able to hang tough. Very aggressive style of defense. If they get another pass rusher, they lost Hugh Douglas earlier this year that really hurt their pass rush with a torn bicep. They get another pass rusher in the draft next year. Maybe Santa will bring him a pass rusher and a big play wide receiver. And those 3-point losses could be Eagle victories next year.
Deuce Staley. Ted Johnson on the stop for the Patriots. Fumbles the story for the Patriots, and it started early. The opening kickoff. Tony Simmons. Then Terry Allen with the Patriots knocking on the door. And earlier in this quarter, just dropping the ball. He also has 2 interceptions. Second down 7. Draw play. Staley is right into the middle of the line and is stopped. Ted Johnson, Teddy Bruschi once again. Brings up 3rd and 6. 1:30 to go in the third quarter.
And you've seen this Philadelphia offense be a lot more conservative here in the second half. They've got the lead, still up by 8. 2 of 14 today on 3rd down. That doesn't usually generate a lot of points.
Here's Detmer down the seam. Caught! And there he goes. Touchdown Philly. Dietrich Gels. 44 yards. And that may be the season for the Patriots.
And Dietrich Gels, the 3rd wide receiver for the Eagles, their big speed guy. And once he got it in the seam, It was all over. There's nobody from the Patriots secondary that could keep up with him. It's just a matter of getting it in his hands over the middle and then turning on the afterburners.
Extra point. Good. Working on to Bucky Jones.
Here we go. Gels one-on-one versus Bucky Jones. Getting up the line of scrimmage right now. Bucky Jones dropping in the zone. All of a sudden saying, I got him. Gels coming across the middle. Chris Carter, Katzenmoyer. Got sprinter speed right there. There's no way when you get that big hole coming across the middle, you're going to be able to keep up with him. Detmer having time to step up in the pocket. That's been the key today. Have time to step up. And once Gels gets it coming across, nobody's going to catch him.
And once again, third touchdown pass of the day for Detmer, and I don't know what that is that he's doing. He had the wind knocked out of him a little while earlier, and now he's got the Eagles up 24-9.
He's done that
crowd getting into it.
Yeah, he's done that move a few times today. He told us before he wasn't going to do it. Said Andy Reid wouldn't like it, but he got caught up in the emotion.
It looks like Chichi Rodriguez when he pulls out his golf club.
Yeah, no, it looks a lot better with it looks a lot better with a golf club.
He calls it the whip, I'm told.
Well, they're whipping the Patriots, that's for sure.
Simmons from the 15. Out of bounds at the 34. With a minute to go in the third quarter of play.
Putting the old whip on the Patriots.
Detmer, 8 of 25, 163 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions.
It's pretty significant to have 8 completions, but 3 of them were for touchdowns.
Not bad. New England. Bledsoe down the middle. There's Ben Coates. Lowers his head, and Coates gets inside Philadelphia territory, a gain of 27.
And Drew Bledsoe's getting this Patriots offense up on the ball. They know they've got to get some things happening right now. And it's nice that Ernie Zampese, the offensive coordinator for the Patriots, finally listening to me, because I can't believe you can't find a way to get Ben Coates involved.
Quick strike, Terry Glenn trying to make the first man miss, but he doesn't. Al Harris slamming him to the turf.
You know, that type of play is so much better versus off coverage. These Philadelphia defensive backs great at press coverage, man-to-man in your face. So you don't want to throw that hitch route because the guys are right there, right on top of you.
One more play possibly in the quarter. Bledsoe dumps it off. Warren spins, goes down at the 37-yard line. William Thomas with the stop. End of the third quarter of play, 24-9 Eagles. In the first, and they have been consistent second, third, adding a touchdown. 24-9. Drew Bledsoe dumps it off, incomplete. Patriots offense stalling inside the red zone in the little skirmish there. Al Harris in the middle. They have stalled inside the red zone. Ernie Zampese, the veteran offensive coordinator for New England. He has tried to be very creative.
And they're going to go for it here on 4th down. And when Drew Bledsoe takes a 3-step drop and is getting hit throwing the slant pattern, something's wrong with the offensive line. They've got to fire out and stop the initial charge of the Philadelphia Eagles. You can't let your quarterback get hit on a 3-step drop.
4th down 9 from the 37. Here's Bledsoe under pressure down the field for Glenn, incomplete. So the Patriots turn it over on downs. 14:52 to go in the fourth, 24-9. 24-9. Pete Carroll going for it on 4th down and 9.
Well, maybe 4th and 2, 4th and 3, 4th and 9. That's a long ways to go, especially with 14 minutes, 52 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. You're still only 2 scores down. Maybe it would have been a better idea to punt that ball and back up this Philadelphia offense.
1st down for the Eagles from the 37. Staley. And he is over the 40, Teddy Bruschi. Here's Jim Nantz in New York.
All right, Gus, Jacksonville's won 10 in a row, but struggling today at Cleveland until Fred Taylor breaks this one just moments ago. He's over 100 for the day, and the Jags are up 10. Let's go back to Gus and Brent.
Fred Taylor's been nursing that hamstring the entire season. Meanwhile, an injured player on the field for Philadelphia. Doug Brzezinski played at Boston College, and we'll update you on him after this.
By Original Coors. Expect more from an original. Original Coors. Zales, the Diamond Store. And by RCA. Changing entertainment again at RCA.com.
Welcome back to Philadelphia. The Eagles lead the Patriots 24-9, 14:36 to go. Doug Brzezinski, the first play he's missed all season on offense. He's on the bench. Here's the pitch to Staley, and Staley knocked out of bounds. Nice looking play by Willie McGinnis. Now keep in mind, although New England's down 24-9, they have shown the ability to rally. Week 2, trailing 28-7 to the Colts at home. They scored 17 points in the 4th quarter, came back to beat Indianapolis 31-28.
Sometimes this team doesn't get going until their backs are against the wall, but coming into the game today, they're definitely against the wall.
3rd and 11. Detmer caught, and a 1st down. Troy Smith. 14-yard gain. And Detmer's been able to come up with big plays when he needs them.
And he's had time to step into the throws, which is such a key. You're going to see Smith outside, run around to Bucky Jones, playing too far off, and then misjudging the throw, coming back, giving up a lot of cushion.
Remember, the Patriots have some problems at cornerback. Steve Israel out because of a left ankle. Ty Law out because of a broken hand. Chris Carter playing with a pulled hamstring. Kato Sawanga to Bucky Jones. The replacements as Staley carries close to the 45. And Jones and Sawanga. Sawanga has 1 year of experience in the NFL. To Bucky Jones, 1st-round draft pick out of Syracuse, has only 2 years of experience. This is his 2nd year.
Koy Detmer and the Eagles offense right now, they just want to chew clock. That was a big 1st down for him. Allows them to run the ball a couple more times, chew up some clock, maybe make a little play action pass here or there. They're definitely in control here in the 4th quarter.
2nd down 5 from the 45. Nate Brown, the motion man. Bieniemy, nice move. 1st down. Eric Bieniemy, a gain of 6. He's a little scat back out of Colorado in his 9th year.
Eric Bieniemy getting a toss or the handoff right here, going wide. Watch Nate Brown, 85 into your screen on Sawanga, blocking him outside, allowing Bieniemy to get back up inside and pick up another 1st down, keep that clock running.
Look around the NFL. San Diego, Miami tied at 9. Jacksonville up on Cleveland. 1st down 10 from the 39. Bieniemy again. Flag on the play. It's against the Eagles.
Holding, 72, offense, 10 yards, repeat 1st down.
Trey Thomas, the starting left tackle, playing with a groin injury. Did not start the game.
And here's Trey Thomas right here. Didn't start the game, doesn't have a feel for what's going on, trying to get back in there. He's going to get his hand on Slate. behind Chris Slate's back. And once you get that hand behind the frame of the body, the framework, the officials are going to call holding every time.
I see you're very familiar with that rule.
Yes.
First down and a long 20. Short drop underneath, out at the 45-yard line. Chad Lewis with the reception. Tuesday on CBS, Jag is America's #1 action drama, and this season it's more exciting than ever. Don't miss David James Elliott and Catherine Bell in Jag, Tuesday on CBS.
You saw Coy Detmer throw that quick stick out to Chad Lewis, the tight end, and they have a lot of plays, and Andy Reid told me for the quick stick out and up. You might see that before this game's over. They just set it up right there with the stick out.
Second down, 16 from the 45. Staley. Run down. Teddy Bruschi in on the play, along with Lawyer Malloy. Here's a question for you. Chad Lewis cut by the St. Louis Rams. Now, if the Rams go to the playoffs and get into the Super Bowl after playing over half of the season with them, does he get a share, or is he able to get a ring? How does that go?
Well, I actually thought the rule was 8 games. They've changed that rule a couple times over the years from when I was in the league. But I'd sure make a case for it. I'd want that. Hey, he was down there, he was sweating, he was playing, he was a part of the team, and I'd make a case for a share, and if they went that far, even a ring.
Draw play, Staley. Bottled up and taken down to at the 35 by Lawyer Malloy.
You see the Eagles just choosing to run clock, not even try for the first down. Would have been a longer pass. Go ahead, just chew the clock.
Deuce Staley carrying the load 24 times for 69 yards. Fourth down, Landeta in the punt. Troy Brown standing at the 10. 8th punt of the game for Sean Landeta. And he really just wants to pin him deep. He did it on his last kick. Pops it up again. Great job for Landeta. Caught at the 15-yard line. 20-yard punt, but effective. 9:15 to go, fourth quarter. 24-9. 24-9. 9:15 to go in the fourth quarter. The Patriots need to start making something happen right now. From the 15-yard line. First down. Bledsoe. Bledsoe standing in, and he's dragged out from behind. William Thomas. 5th sack of the day, and Bledsoe gets up slowly.
And watch William Thomas go flying over the top right there after the Drew Bledsoe duck. Stops, reverses field, comes back, and gets him. Great effort, William Thomas. That's not giving up on a play. That's staying intense and focused, wanting to get that quarterback.
Warren running the ball over the left side, gets to the 15, make it 16-yard line on 2nd and 11.
And I'm not so sure about that call, 2nd and 11. You don't have much of a running game anyway. You've got 8.5 minutes to try to keep your playoff hopes alive. You got to just say, we've got to somehow pick up this pass protection, this blitz, get our guys pass protected, give Drew some time to step into the throws and make something happen.
3rd down and 9. They need to get to the 25. 5 of 16 on 3rd down conversions. Bledsoe looking down the middle, caught by Brown. Burst of speed. Tries to get outside, but doesn't. But he's down close to midfield. Moore with the tackle. A gain of 33.
Eagles only brought 4 this time. Watch Drew Bledsoe. You'll see what he sees. Troy Brown coming across the middle of the field on Allen Rossum. Brown trying to break it back outside.
And hurry-up offense being used by the Patriots. First down from the 49-yard line. Bledsoe under pressure dumps it. Dawkins in his face. Veterans Stadium, Philadelphia, where the New England Patriots and the Eagles do battle. 24-9 the score. Andy Reid's team very well prepared, and they've been taking advantage of all kinds of opportunities.
And they've had a lot of opportunities to take advantage of. This New England team, too many turnovers on the road. Penalties, drop passes, all those things combined for a flat performance.
5 turnovers. Bledsoe to the sideline under pressure. Incomplete. Gus Johnson, Brent Jones with you from the vet, and just a very inspiring performance by the Eagles. Disappointing for New England.
Yeah, I think, one, not giving Drew Bledsoe enough time has really been a problem for the Patriots today. Of course, the turnovers as well.
Screen pass. Nice move down the sideline. Jerry Ellison, a 23-yard gain.
And that's 2 big third-down conversions in a row. Jerry Ellison sneaking out. A lot of pressure from Philadelphia. We said you beat the blitz by throwing screen passes. Little quick screen right on the outside. Ellison staying in bounds, doing a nice tightrope walk down the sideline. Got the first down.
Bledsoe. Coates cuts it up. Ben Coates down to the 12. A gain of 15 yards, and look how quickly the Patriots have gotten down the field.
They've made some plays on third down. Then Ben Coates catching the ball out on the flat. Once he had the ball in his hands, he sure accelerated. It looked like he was moving pretty well to me.
Bledsoe again in the end zone. Incomplete. The red zone still causing problems for this New England Patriots team. They've been there 3 times. No touchdowns. 2 field goals. They've been inside the 30 more than that.
And with a lot of the blitzing from the Philadelphia Eagles, you've seen Ben Coates. He's had to stay in and block. He has got to be utilized. They have got to use backs to pick up these blitzing linebackers and safeties and get Ben Coates out on the route. And now he's coming back off the field. He's banged up on the sidelines.
4 receivers in. Ellison lines up in the backfield. Brown in motion. Bledsoe dumps it off. Ellison turns it up. Gets down to the 5. Jeremiah Trotter with the tackle. Patriots can still get a first down without scoring. First down marker sits at about the 3. 6:16 to go. You are in 4-down territory, no doubt about it, for New England. 3rd down, 2. Bledsoe in the end zone. Incomplete. No flag on the play.
And Troy Brown saying, where's the interference? Al Harris all over him. And let's watch Troy Brown right in the middle of your screen. And it's actually Allen Rossum. And that looks like face guarding / pass interference to me. They didn't call it, but he sure didn't have a chance to catch that ball. And Pete Carroll saying, how can he not call that?
4th down and 2. And Pete Carroll wants to talk things over. 5:55 to go, 4th quarter. 24-9.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Jordan and by SAP, one-step business over the internet.
4th down and 3 for the Patriots. And Brent, this could be the biggest play of the season for New England.
No doubt about it, Gus. 4th down, you've got to go ahead. I think you've got to throw the ball. No way. You haven't been able to run the ball all year. You don't try to run it right at this point.
So here we go. Warren in the backfield. He lines up almost in the slot. Bledsoe to pass. Bledsoe in the end zone, and he dropped it.
Oh, my.
Terry Glenn. 8th drop of the game for New England.
Terry Glenn's going to run a slant, come across the back of the end zone. Both he and Ben Coates were wide open. Drew Bledsoe had his choice, throws it to Terry Glenn right in his chest, and he drops it. Watch him come out, give a move inside. You know he's coming inside, stops, stutter, comes back across. Drew sees him, puts it right in his hands. And you're not going to see that a lot from Terry Glenn, but that could be it for the Patriots this year, Gus.
And it could be it for Pete Carroll as the head coach in New England.
And you know what? You say that, but I go back to, hey, Pete Carroll didn't just drop that pass. The drops have just killed him today.
But the mistakes have to reflect on Carroll.
Well, the players have to take some responsibility. You know, anytime something goes wrong in New England, they try to blame it on Pete Carroll. But the players have to shoulder some responsibility.
But at the same time, the head coach has to shoulder it as well.
Well, I'm not going to let you convince me of that. The coaches get too much credit when teams win and too much blame when teams lose.
2nd down, 8. Away to Bucky Jones. Ball intended for Small. Now, if they lose today, it does not mean the Patriots are out of the playoff picture.
No, they won't be mathematically eliminated, but they needed some help. Even with a win today, they needed some help. And with a loss today, they're going to need that much more help, and it's going to be an amazing amount of help.
If the Patriots win 2 and end up at 9-7, they need 3 scenarios to happen. Miami to lose all 3, Buffalo to lose all 3 games, and Kansas City to lose all 3. Detmer over the middle, and it's incomplete. Wow, Chris Carter had an interception.
The story of this game has been the drops. Not only for the Patriot offense, but how about for the defense? Chris Carter, that's as easy as you can get, right in your hands. And you're going to tell me that Pete Carroll should have made that play. That's the thing that frustrates me. Coaches put their guys in position to be successful. This Patriots team has underachieved this year. Guys have to make plays. They have to be responsible.
It's a good argument. It will be decided. Here's Brown. Patriots will get another opportunity. Brown trying to make something happen. Look at the run. Brown. Great individual effort inside the 35. A 31-yard return.
Well, one thing that we should have learned from last year and their stretch run into the playoffs, you can't count the Patriots out till there's no time on the clock. Watch Troy Brown's effort. Little shake and bake, cut it back up inside, one hand on the ball. Gardner slows him up right there. Troy Brown's off to the races. That would have been a touchdown.
There's Coach Carroll.
Come on, go. Come on, get through there. Yeah, he's fired up. They still got a chance. Not much one, but they still got one.
Bledsoe out of the shotgun. 4:49 remaining. To the sideline. Intercepted. Troy Vincent. One of the greatest kind of plays you'll see from a defensive back. He leaned out and caught it with all fingertips. His 6th interception of the season.
And you want to know what makes great defensive back play? Watch Terry Glenn when he comes out of his break. Troy Vincent coming right now. He comes out of his break the same time, dives, makes the catch, looks like an all-pro wide receiver out there. Watch Vincent laying out, getting the ball, and you just wonder right there with that angle if the ball didn't hit the ground first.
3rd interception of the day for Bledsoe.
And maybe the Patriots ought to challenge that.
6 turnovers. Here's Staley running over people. Out of bounds. 1st down at the 41, a gain of 14.
Let's go back to that interception. Watch Vincent, and he dives. When you get your hands extended, you can't tell if he rolls that ball. It looks like he's starting to roll it underneath his elbows, which is what you have to do. I don't know if the ball hits ground right there. It's awful close. Referee right on it. And it doesn't matter now. 6 turnovers. There's no way you can come into a game and have 6 turnovers and expect to win. Just no way.
The Eagles will keep it on the ground. Staley. And he will also try to stay in bounds. Take a look at the timeouts remaining. Each team with 2. And the Patriots used one of their 2 timeouts.
And that man, Andy Reid, has got to be fired up. He said they were going to play him tough today.
How do you turn ironing clothes into a TV show? No, it isn't Martha Stewart. It's our own Phil Simms. And Christmas Day, Phil and partner Greg Gumbel show off the 15 players selected to the very first all-iron team. Some of the picks might surprise you. That's Christmas Day at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on CBS. 1 timeout remaining for New England.
The Phil Simms Iron Man show. You know, the Giants win a couple games, and he throws his Giants jersey back on. He's jumping on the Giants bandwagon.
Well, he's got to do that.
I guess we'll give it to him.
That's his team.
We'll give it to him.
A couple of Super Bowl rings.
Phil's a great competitor.
Speaking of being a competitor, this entire Eagles squad competing today, playing as if they're going to the playoffs. Staley, tackle in midfield. And another timeout called by New England.
Latrobe Vincent has shown us a lot today.
Don't forget, coming up next, the Jets in Dallas. Third down and 2. 4:21 to go in the 4th quarter. 24-9. No timeouts remaining for New England. Detmer's done a great job for this Philadelphia squad. He's given them energy and been able to come up with big plays when they need them.
A lot of motion in that huddle, and New England has to stop them right here, because with no timeouts left, Philadelphia's going to chew the clock if they get this first down.
3rd down, 2. Staley will not get the first down. Chris Slade with the tackle, and here comes the punt team for the Eagles. So with 4 minutes to go and no timeouts, can the Patriots somehow rally?
Well, they get themselves in position. I'm not going to count them out. 4 minutes left, but it's going to be tough. No timeouts. You're going to have to use the sideline well. You're going to have to hustle. You have to get the linemen up to the ball, get plays off quickly. And then you're going to have to get the ball back again with an onside kick and do the same thing all over again.
2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion can get them back into this. Brown with the spectacular run on his last return. And the Eagles take the
Philadelphia
timeout.
Second team timeout. 30-second timeout.
They have 1 remaining. And a look around the NFL, Miami, huge win for them to improve to 9-5 over San Diego at home.
A couple of great offenses. Nobody even scored a touchdown in that game. That's unbelievable.
Jacksonville winning on the road. And they can clinch the Central with a win next week over Tennessee. The Jaguars, Indianapolis, beating the Redskins. They clinch a first-round bye. St. Louis winning over the Giants as well. And the Rams clinch home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Brown at the 6. And he gets to the 15. 8-yard return.
Little pushing and shoving down there. Obviously frustration from the Patriots side of the ball.
Don't forget, coming up next, the Jets and Dallas in the Big D.
Keyshawn going against Dion.
Ooh, that should be a good one.
I think there'll be some trash talk in there.
No question. Greg Gumbel, Phil Simms will have the call for you. Dallas beating this Eagles team last week, 20-10. Tell you what, though, the Eagles have some talent on this squad.
And they also have some fight. They haven't given up, and it's been a tough year for them. But they've been in a lot of close games. A lot of young players on this roster.
Bledsoe over the middle. Caught. Ellison down at the 30-yard line. No timeouts, remember, for New England. Picked up 13 there. 3:08 and counting.
Drew's got to get these guys up on the ball. They're wandering around. Every 3 or 4 seconds are going to count right here down the stretch.
Bledsoe again. Over the middle, Ellison. And he's dropped at the 34. Clock still running.
Well, the Eagles know the Patriots have no timeouts, are really guarding the sidelines well. Giving them up, give up the 7 or 8 yard pass over the middle. Tackle the ball carry, and clock's going to continue to run.
2nd down, 4, and they run the ball.
And don't even ask me that. I don't know why. Maybe they want the 1st down, but it's not going to matter. They still can't. Even when it's an obvious passing situation, they still can't run the ball. And that's been a big problem for the Patriots this year. Boy, do they miss Robert Edwards.
Edwards, a 1,000-yard rusher last year, injured himself during a pickup beach football game. Flag on the play. Offsides against the Eagles with 2:09 to go.
And Rossum, I think, just getting a little too anxious.
Offside on the defense, number 25. 5 yards, 1st down.
That stops the clock. Gets the 1st down for the Patriots. 10 points for the Eagles in the 1st quarter, 7 in the 2nd, 7 in the 3rd. That's all they've needed. 1st down from the 43. Bledsoe! Dropped at the 35. Mike Mamula, 3 sacks on the day.
Mamula having a huge day coming from the left side of your screen. Drew Bledsoe's blind side. Nobody there.
And that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 24-9 Philly. The AFC wild card race. 3 teams will go into the playoffs from this group. Baltimore beating New Orleans currently. And Miami beating San Diego. 2nd down, 18 from the 35. 2 minutes remaining. Bledsoe to the sideline, and it's caught. Rod Rutledge trying to get out of bounds, but does not. A gain of 11. And look at the Patriots. They're not running to the line of scrimmage.
Now, there's no sense of urgency.
Have they quit?
I don't know what they're doing, but they've got to hurry up. It's called the hurry up offense, not stand around with your hands on your sides offense.
Brown breaks a tackle. He's got to get out of bounds.
Get out of bounds.
Brown down at the 15.
Okay, Troy Brown just got an extra 10 yards by cutting it back inside, but he also lost another 30 seconds. And why is this Patriots team walking up to the line of scrimmage? That's costing precious time. Looks like the offense has given up to me.
Here's Bledsoe. in the end zone and out of bounds. 59 seconds to go.
And there's Pete shaking his head, and unfortunately he's been shaking his head all day. And I still can't believe, sense of urgency. You've got to score twice. You've got to run up. And I know this offense is tired for the New England Patriots, but run up, get those linemen up there, hustle them, get set, get the plays off. Walking around 3 or 4 times, 5 or 6 seconds a time, you're costing yourself time.
From the 16, 2nd and 10. Bledsoe in the end zone, intercepted.
How about Troy Vincent? He might be the leading receiver today for the Eagles. You don't think he should have some Pro Bowl consideration? He has been all over the field.
7 interceptions on the year.
Drew Bledsoe throwing the ball. Sean Jefferson just stopping on the outside. Vincent going across.
Bledsoe, 4 interceptions, along with 2 fumbles for the Patriots. The first game this season without a touchdown. The executive producer of the National Football League on CBS, Sean McManus and Terry Ewert. The coordinating director of the NFL on CBS is Larry Cavallina. Today's game was produced by Bob Monsbach and directed by Suzanne Smith. The producer of the NFL Today is Eric Mann. The NFL Today is directed by Bob Matina. The associate director of today's game, Sean Robbins. Broadcast associate, happy birthday, Debbie Bulak. The technical director, Chris Romanek. The statistician, Russ Glenn. And the spotter, Ben Calhoun. And that will do it. The Philadelphia Eagles have defeated the New England Patriots 24-9. Turnovers the story. So for Brent Jones and Beasley Reese, this is Gus Johnson saying so long from Philadelphia. 24-9 the final. Eagles improved to 4-11. Coming up next, the second half of today's doubleheader. The New York Jets at Dallas. 4 interceptions from Drew Bledsoe. 2 turnovers. Fumbles, rather. 6 turnovers. And there probably won't be playoffs in the future for the Patriots.